What is up, y'all? Welcome back to the MG Truck Series here on Fox Sports 1. Doing another highlight style video here. We're at Portland this week, getting ready to kick things off, and guess who's on the pole? It will be none other than the 86 of Chris Mack. You know he loves these road courses. He's back for another one here at Portland International Raceway. He's been dominant so far this season. In his part-time starts in all three series at road courses, he's pulled off victories. So can he do it again here? We're about to find out. As the pace truck is in, we're heading down the front straightaway. The green flag waves. We're racing at Portland. The 4 had a great jump. JR Fitzpatrick to the inside, and they're wrecking immediately, as that was Rick Crawford that got turned sideways. Down into turn 1, into the chicane. Trucks all over the place, all over each other. 4 wide coming out. One truck surround. That's the 8 of Chad McCumb beat Todd Cleaver in the 8 truck. Rob Fuller got into the back of him there. A couple trucks off into the grass. One truck way through the grass. That's Todd Bodine somehow keeps it off of everybody. Doesn't hit anyone. Chaos on the start already. Trucks all over the place and going around. Man, what a way to kick this off. The 86 still out in the lead. The 88 of Crafton right there with him. Here comes the 4, JR Fitzpatrick in third. The rest of the Clanton Racing bunch right there as well as the Clanton Racing. The Mack Motorsports bunch as Joey Clanton's right there. And P4 with teammate Val Wolf right behind him. Val used to not like these road courses too much, but she's improved very much here and now has better equipment to work with as well. She's running in the top 5 or just outside. No, actually, she's in the top 5, and that's a big time improvement. Now she can show what she's learned to the world as she rides into turn number 1 and 2 yet again, right on the rear bumper of Joey Clanton. Clanton never really thought much of him as a road course ringer, but with a driver like Chris Mack, who's just seemingly knows these tracks like the back of his hand, knows how to drive and get around these road courses, maybe getting some tips and tricks from that guy. Surprisingly, that's seemingly paying off for them there. So the 86 out in front, the Papyrus Racing, what would have been Papyrus Racing truck out in front here. Well, that's the 73 last season. It's been renumbered, and now the 86 way off the racetrack. Chris Mack nearly threw it all away there, and that's something about that young driver. This is the reason he tries to get as much seat time as possible. Didn't get into racing the conventional way. Got in through the simulator side of things using NASCAR Racing 2 and 2002 season, as well as other simulators, to kind of get acclimated with racing. And you'll see he makes a lot of mistakes still, as he's still a relatively newer driver, even though we are a few seasons in the money car. But this is why we have lower divisions now. Drivers like him can sharpen their craft in the lower ranks, even though he has won at the cup level before. He's just outright fast. He's very dominant. And these past few seasons, we've had different tire compounds where tires wouldn't really wear out that much. Now we've gotten different compounds where the tires will wear a little more. So that's something we'll have to learn, is tire management. But he's off to a extremely big lead, and it seems like clipping the grass is just the optimal line for these guys here as they come through this double right-hander. As we're seeing the updated Portland here, they've gone ahead and made some changes. They got rid of that wall, that concrete wall. That wasn't very safe. People could go flying into that if they lost their brakes or something. But yeah, the new and improved Portland International Raceway, still pretty much the same layout, but you'll see a slight difference here in these corners coming up right here. As they come out of the S's, the 86, there's a little bit more of a runway down into that right-hander there, and it's a little bit more of a straight shot into this left-hander and down the back straightaway here. You see a lot of spinning the tires and trucks getting out of shape. They went ahead and fixed that up. As you see some hard racing back here. The 07 tried to get to the inside of Austin Dillon, now goes around the outside and actually makes it work. We're gonna jump ahead now. See a couple trucks diving on the pit road. Looks like it's gonna be a clean race. No, it's not gonna be a clean race. Well, not a clean race, but a caution-free race. Because it definitely was not clean on the start. Let's see what happened to bring out the caution here. Did something bring out the caution? Wait a minute. Looks like we're playing a game of whodunit. Just gonna watch the pace truck. See when the lights turn on. There it is. So who's the perpetrator here? I am not seeing anything or anyone out of shape. Maybe someone having an issue brought out the caution. Someone maybe going slow on the racetrack. Maybe some debris fell off one of these trucks. I mean, there's a lot of damaged race trucks, and we didn't have a caution for all the chaos on the start. So teams under pressure to get things fixed pretty quickly, and that can lead to stuff not being taped up or fixed properly and some debris falling off. So caution is out as Chris Mack was putting Norm Benning a lap down there in the 57 truck. Matt Crafton still in second. J.R. Fitzpatrick in third. Joey Clanton fourth. Val Wolf. I mean, the top five still relatively the same, but we're going to get a restart here as Joey Clanton looks like dove on the pit road. No, he did not. Okay. That would have shook things up big time. We're coming to the restart, though. Field doubling up yet again. They're catching up towards the back. Looks like everyone's there. They're all going to make it. Here we go. 2 laps to go here on this, hopefully the final restart of the race. Pace truck is in. Here we go. Green flag back in the air. Crafton got a good jump. But here comes Mack. Deep, heavy braking into turn 1, but Crafton clears. Crafton set sail. Matt Crafton out in front, looking to go back to back here in the series after winning at the Milwaukee Mile. But Chris Mack, you know he's not going to let that go easily. He's right on his tail, closing in very quickly. Oh, wow, look at Joey Clanton up in the third place. Val Wolf under some pressure behind, but Clanton in the third. 2 Mack Motorsports drivers now in the top 3. As here comes the 86 to the rear bumper of that 88. Can he use the draft to his advantage down the back straightaway? That's not really straight, it's very much curved. But the back straight indeed. Can he use that draft to close the gap down into this heavy braking zone? The final couple of corners, Crafton wide into the grass. Doesn't quite hit the apex of the corner. Misses the apex, but gets a great exit. Max right there, using the draft out in the front straightaway. We're coming to the white flag. It'll be 1 lap to go here from Portland. Down into turn 1, here comes Chris Mack to the rear bumper. Gives the 88 a tap. To the inside, side by side out of turn number 2. And out of the chicane, out of turn 3. Crafton hangs on to the lead. Mack falls back yet again, but dives into the next set of corners. Using everything he can, using every inch of this racetrack, trying to reclose the gap. Just about clipped the grass there. Now back to the rear bumper of the 88 yet again. Crafton Can he hold on for one final lap? Rear bumper again and again. All over his bumper. Chris Mack. Oh, he's in prime position here as we head down the back straightaway for the final time. And into the final braking zone. Chris Mack on board. Caution's out. They're racing back to the caution and the checkers. As here comes Mack into the final sets of corners yet again. To the inside. Looking for the lead. Can't quite get there. Rear bumper of Crafton right on his tail. Crafton hangs on. Matt Crafton steals a victory late here at Portland. To the stripe checkered flag. Crafton wins it. Mack has to settle for P2 yet again. Has the fastest truck on the track and doesn't bring home the checkered flag here at Portland. Man, oh man, what's it gonna take? But what an effort. What a drive. We've seen the 86 get really aggressive before with drivers and move them out of the way. Remember that finish at Sonoma and MG Cup a couple years ago? Shoved McCarl, what was it? Ryan Newman, I believe, into the wall to get the win, or Carl Edwards, one of the two. Man, oh man, that was clean racing for the most part. Didn't just move that 88, didn't slam him, just used the bumper a little bit, very gentle nudges. Probably could have hit him a little harder, if I'm being honest. Because he was kind of tapping that 88, but just kept it respectful. So definitely seeing some improvement and growth in that young driver. But let's see what brought out the caution here on the final lap. Yeah, somebody must have crashed somewhere. Man, oh man, what a race. Oh, it was right here off the final corner. The 7 of Nick Tucker getting turned sideways. Kind of creates a log jam. So they wanted to, I mean, they didn't really need to throw the yellow there, but the race was, they had already taken the white, so it didn't really make a difference. Matt Crafton. We're going to watch this final lap from the onboard of the 86 of Chris Mack here. Let's go back to the beginning of the lap and just watch it all unfold. This was an amazing battle. Chris Mack came up just short, but he's got to be proud of his efforts here today. Watch this. The rear bumper actually doesn't touch him there, but forced the 88 into a mistake by making him think he would hit him. Pulled out, dove to the inside, couldn't quite get the traction to make the move stick there. Tried it again here as he closes in through the S's. Crafton with a defensive line into that corner there. Doesn't come out to make that wide arc into the last second. The 86 gets into his right rear quarter panel. Doesn't turn him. Could have, but didn't. Right in the draft of that 88. Trying to reel him back in. Just didn't quite hit the apex, but nailed the apex for that next one. The rear bumper yet again. Crafton does a great job playing defense. He has to back off and concede. Matt Crafton victorious here from Portland. What a battle. That was some fine racing if I've ever seen it. But that's going to do it. I hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, hit the like button and subscribe. And I hope to see y'all next time. Until then, peace.